Well, the analytics retard of the week, at least for the noon games, goes to the head cocksucker in charge, Shane Beamer. You know this is going to be a low-scoring game. South Carolina and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got no offense and a great defense. South Carolina doesn't have anything. You know this is going to be a low-scoring game. Oklahoma takes a 7-0 lead. South Carolina goes all the way down the field. They have a 4th and 7 from like their own 12, or 4th and 7 from the Oklahoma 12-yard line. Not 4th and 1, not 4th and goal from the 2. It's 4th and 7 from like the 12. You kick the field goal, man. This is going to be a low-scoring game where points are at a premium. No, Shane Beamer elects to go for it on 4th and 7, and of course they don't get it. You don't deserve to be rewarded for bad decisions, so they don't get it, and guess what? They still haven't scored. This game didn't start till 12:45, so there's still about 11 minutes to go in the second quarter of that one. Oklahoma hasn't scored again either. Still up 7-0, should be 7-3. Shane Beamer, your analytics retard of the week, at least for the noon games. This LSU Vandy game is a good one. Vandy has scored a couple of touchdowns to take the lead, and then. Again, this couldn't have been. Analytics would tell you to punt it. Vandy had the ball. They were up 14-10. They had the ball on their own 41 with like a minute and a half to go. Punt the ball away. Punt the ball away. It's 4th and whatever it is, 4th and 3, I think it was, 4th and 4 on their own 40-yard line. You're up 14-10 at home over LSU. Punt the ball, play defense for 1 minute, and go to halftime with a 14-10 lead. No. That makes way too much sense. Let's go for it on our own 4th-yard line. Didn't get it. LSU got the ball. Now, luckily, they didn't score a touchdown, luckily if you're Vandy, but they did get a field goal. So now we're going to go to halftime. It's going to be probably a 1-point game unless Vandy can convert a 90-yard field goal or whatever the hell this will be here at the end of the first half. But it looks like we're going to have a good game there. 14-13, Vandy up over LSU. No offense at all for Washington until literally I hit record. I hit record, and they scored a touchdown with 40 seconds to go in the first half to tie things up with Michigan. Bryce Underwood, man, he's a true freshman, so I'm not going to give him the whole treatment here. But he has not looked good this season to me as a quarterback. I mean, he's playing okay. He's very athletic, and you can tell when he throws the ball. Like, here's a throw here. I mean, he throws it on a fucking laser. Hitch pass to a wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage. I love harping on this, but every fan base complains about that. I can't stand it when we just snap the ball and throw it to the wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage. We need to fire our offensive coordinator. Every team in the country does that 15 times a game. Bryce Underwood does it there for no gain. Now here, I missed that one. Incomplete. 3rd and 11 coming up for Michigan. Anyway, tied 7-7, Washington and Michigan. Duke and Georgia Tech, I was watching some of that one too. I actually just turned this game on a few minutes ago. I was watching Duke and, did I say Duke and North Carolina? Obviously I meant Duke and, Duke and Georgia Tech. That was a weird one this week because, you know, Georgia Tech's undefeated. They're 6-0 or 5-0, whatever they are. And Duke's 4-2. Georgia Tech 6-0. Duke's 4-2. But Duke was favored in this one. 7-7. Georgia Tech's had no offense in that game. It was it a scoop and score they scored on? It was a defensive touchdown or something weird in the beginning of that game. Duke has since scored to tie it up at 7. Tulane and Army, no offense in that one, tied at 3. That's a boring fucking game. I don't know why anybody be watching that. You're probably not. 21-10, TCU up over Baylor. I haven't watched much of those games. I haven't watched any of them. Central Florida up 14-0 over West Virginia. Look, West Virginia was never going to be good this year. Dog shit. Rich Rod was good there 15 years ago. He might make West Virginia good again. It was never going to be this year. Long field goal attempt here at the end of the first half. 1 second. Let's see. Kick is up. It's good if it's long enough. And it is. 46-yarder. And Vandy's going to go to the half with a 17-13 lead over the Corn Dog. What's more disappointing? Garrett Nussmeier or Coming to America 2? You remember that dried up rotten piece of shit they shoved down our throats during COVID? Straight to Netflix, garbage, or whatever. It was straight to Prime, whatever streaming platform they put that thing on. Coming to America was an all-time classic, the original. I mean, just a great movie with all the characters that Eddie Murphy played, and you gotta let your soul glow. We all remember such a great movie, McDowell's Restaurant. I mean, it was just an unbelievable sexual chocolate. It's a great fucking movie. And then no one was asking for a sequel, by the way. There wasn't a soul on earth asking for a sequel to Coming to America. They force it down our throats in COVID, and my God, was it a steaming pile of a waste of 2 hours. Oklahoma has just scored again. South Carolina deserves to lose this game, if for no other reason. Analytics. I don't understand. Analytics has turned these coaches into full-blown retards. Why in the world would you go for it on 4th and 7 at the 12 when you could easily kick a field goal and make it a 7-3 game? You deflate any momentum you had from driving down the field, and now you deserve this. You deserve to get ran out of your own building by a team with no offense and a quarterback with a broken fucking thumb, and I hope that's what happens. I don't understand these coaches. $10 million a year to read a fucking analytics chart. But nobody was asking for Coming to America 2. Nobody. And it was a terrible Eddie Murphy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I love Eddie Murphy. Love Eddie Murphy. I wish he would get back to making more like Beverly Hills Cops type movies, that genre of movie, as opposed to all these never-ending string of kids movies that he made for 15 years. But we all know why he did it. Money. Money is into kids' movies, and he made a boatload of it with them dried up movies. But what's worse though, or what's been more disappointing, Garrett Nussmeier this season or Coming to America 2? I don't know. It's close. They're both terrible. Anyway, great noon games. Of course, we got great games coming up at 3:30 today. Ole Miss and Georgia kick off at 3:30. Texas Tech on the road at Arizona State. Absolute must-win spot for Arizona State. I don't think they can do it. And Mississippi State at Florida. Is this Billy Napier's last day as head coach at Florida? The Florida fans are 100,000,000% convinced that Billy Napier is getting fired at lunchtime tomorrow, no matter what happens in that game today. Florida's favored, by the way, by about 9 or 10 points. But I am seriously worried about the mental well-being of Florida fans if they don't fire Billy Napier tomorrow. I know there's been smoke around going back to last year about Billy Napier getting fired. I've never seen it like this. The Florida fans are 1,000,000% convinced he's getting fired tomorrow no matter what happens today. So we'll watch that game. I'm going to be live at 3:30. We'll stream on YouTube for all the 3:30 games. Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, Arizona State, Mississippi State, and Florida. I think it's Ohio State and Wisconsin. Ugh, why would anybody want to watch that? What else is coming on at 3:30? Boy, speaking of being fired, why is Luke Fickell stealing money from Wisconsin? Michigan State at Indiana. SMU at Clemson could be a good one. Cade Klubnik not expected to play. I think SMU can win that game. Clemson's favored right now by 3.5. They were favored by about 8 or 9 earlier in the week for reasons I can't explain. The line's come all the way down to about 3.5. I think SMU can beat Clemson. Clemson's in a bad way. Anyway, come on over to the channel at 3:30. We'll hang out. We'll watch all the afternoon games. We're going to have a good time. When Ole Miss gets the ball to start the Georgia game and goes down the field and scores and takes a lead on Georgia in the first quarter, like every other team on the planet has done against Georgia in every game for the last 2 years, make sure you run to my comment section and troll me and tell me how terrible Georgia is. All right, see you at 3:30. Have a great day.